Imagine lying in bed, exhausted, your head pounding from a migraine, and then the people living downstairs decide tonight is the perfect night to turn your apartment into a live-action horror show. Doors slamming, glass shattering, and, well, sounds I can't even describe without gagging. And the worst part? It went on for hours. Hours. I swear by the end of it I was ready to lose it. But here's the thing. I didn't just lose it. I made sure they'd never forget what they did to me. If you've ever had neighbors who thought the world revolved around them, hit that like button and subscribe. Because today, I'm sharing the story of the most satisfying revenge I've ever taken. One that I guarantee will make you cheer, cringe, and maybe even get ideas of your own. A few years ago, I had this downstairs neighbor. Let's call him Dan. Single guy, mid-30s, seemingly harmless on the surface. But there was a chaotic element in his life. A friend with benefits situation with a woman he'd bring over late at night. Normally, I'm the kind of person who can tolerate a little noise. I respect people's lives. 7 a.m. to 1 a.m.? Fine. Beyond that, I expect at least some consideration. But that night, oh, it was different. I was in bed, migraine pounding behind my eyes, every nerve screaming for peace. And then it began. First I tried to ignore it. Headphones on, counting sheep, doing everything I could to drown it out. But the sounds, they weren't just noise. They were torture. Doors slamming like someone was demolishing furniture. Glass hitting the bins downstairs. And the moans. I have never in my life heard anything remotely like the sounds this woman was making. Like a buffalo being electrocuted. And the worst part? It didn't stop. Intermittently for hours, until around 4 or 5 a.m. I lay there, fists clenched, staring at the ceiling, feeling my patience evaporate. My migraine throbbed with every bump and slam. My entire body tense with frustration. I felt powerless. Here I was, a person just trying to rest, just trying to live in peace. And these people had zero regard for anyone but themselves. Every time a door slammed or a glass shattered, my blood pressure spiked. I could feel my temples pulsing. My mind raced. Do I yell? Complain? Call the landlord? But the moment had passed. By the time I finally drifted off, the damage was done. When I finally recovered from the migraine, a plan formed in my head. Not a violent plan. Not illegal. But a plan that would teach them a lesson they'd never forget. I waited. Early morning, when the other neighbors had gone to work. The apartment below me was silent. I could see the pair, still groggy, clearly hung over, oblivious to the world. And then it began. I had recently purchased an album I had been dying to try. Igor's Spirituality and Distortion. For those who haven't heard it, imagine metal, electronic, classical, all mashed together into something so loud, so chaotic, it could rupture eardrums if delivered properly. I started with the album. Full volume. Windows closed mostly. I could hear them fumbling downstairs, confused, trying to make sense of the sudden sonic assault. Every track more intense than the last. Every drop, every screech, sending vibrations through the ceiling and into their skulls. And then, as if that wasn't enough, I moved on to the chores. Every loud, delayed chore I'd been putting off for days. Vacuuming. Sweeping. Pots banging. Slamming doors. I imagined their heads swiveling, eyes wide, trying to comprehend the madness unfolding above them. 5. Sensory details and psychological angle. I could feel my own tension melting away as I carried out my plan. With every crash, every deafening beat, I felt lighter. I imagined the exact moment they'd realize. Oh, so this is what it's like. I could almost hear their thoughts, panicked and apologetic. Please just stop, we get it, we're sorry. I didn't stop until I felt sure they'd learned their lesson. By the time I turned off the music, the apartment below was eerily quiet. The kind of quiet that feels like regret. F. Climactic revenge payoff. 9:30 to 11 o'clock. The next time Dan and his friend thought about being inconsiderate, they paused. They looked at each other, the tension thick in the air. They never made a sound like that again. Never. The memory of that sonic punishment lingered. A warning etched into their subconscious. And me? I lay back in my bed, chest heaving, a smile of quiet triumph on my face. Relief, satisfaction, justice, all rolled into one. No yelling, no confrontation, just perfectly executed payback. Sometimes revenge doesn't need to be cruel or violent. Sometimes it just needs to be clever, satisfying, and loud. Life has a way of teaching lessons when we least expect it. And in this case, the lesson was clear. Respect others or you'll pay the price. If this story gave you chills or made you laugh a little too hard, smash that like button and tell me in the comments. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed? And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that prove justice comes in the most unexpected forms.